Has been removing the symbols of its Soviet past since independence in 1991. You can now cheaply buy a bust of Lenin should you want one, but collector VOLODYMR LINYVVI says nobody does.
I think it is so important. It is history, and if you forget history, then there's nothing left.
For many, it is history that has delivered war. And with it, the process known as decommunization has given way to de-Russification. The government has legislated against the publication of books by Russian authors, the teaching of Russian in schools, and Russian being spoken in government departments and some public settings. It's especially stark in a city like Kharkiv, 50 kilometers from the Russian border, majority Russian-speaking, and where the longest boulevard, once called Moskovsky Avenue, is now renamed after the heroes of Kharkiv.
It is a complex idea as the war goes on and before reconstruction in Ukraine has really had a chance to get underway. This effort to erase the marks of its giant neighbor, whose language most Ukrainians can speak and understand, whose culture and history certainly older Ukrainians would have grown up with.
Ukraine was not created like in 1991, but we have centuries of our independence.
But it is an effort that some say cannot be compromised. The government is moving too slowly, says OLEG SLABOSPITSKY and his fellow activists, so they do what they can to speed things along.
I feel that the only correct recipe is respect. Nations can live without war only if they respect each other. If Russia respects our choice of history, culture, language and army, then maybe in years to come, in future generations, we'll find a formula for coexistence.
Maria AVDEEVA remained in Kharkiv, recording on social media the relentless daily bombardment of the city in the early stages of the war.
Putin was specifically saying that they're invading to make safe place for the Russian-speaking people, which was never the case, but Russia used it, and they used this historical and cultural background to legitimize their invasion. And this is why people feel urged to change that.
Few in Ukraine argue otherwise. Jonah, Al Jazeera, Kharkiv.